This is your friendly kobold, Cindy Robinson, and you're listening to DDO Players News.
Good day, everyone. This is Pounds Mules, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at latest the DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Draculita.
Hey now, everybody.
Hello there, Drac. How are the peasants going over in Barovia?
You know, same miss, different day.
Same as different day.
Many peasant uprisings to, stop, and Bastani doing their Bastani things, and, same old.
Same old miss just coming in.
Yep. It never changes.
Has a chill come in the mist this time? Then?
Yes, it has, actually.
Ooh. The wind's blowing in from Lamornia, then, I guess.
I would assume so.
All right. Let's then head into our game news, where we have had release of update 75.5?
75.5 on Wednesday, October the 15th. So, just last Wednesday, actually, as we record the show. Okay, brace yourselves for these release notes, because it's going to take a while. Grab a drink. Make yourself comfortable. We're going to be here for a while talking about these. Are you ready? This game update includes a change to the way some landscapes are loaded to make their handling more efficient. As a result of these changes, objects created and left unattended fully out of sight in some landscape regions, i.e. wilderness, now expire after approximately 2 minutes. These include such things as Bigby's guiding hands, dimension door entrances, are hirelings left guarding an area by themselves. In the case of hirelings, the hireling will disappear from the party, but you can resummon it if you still have their contract available. So, i.e., don't summon your hirelings at the start of the wilderness and leave them there just to kill stuff willy-nilly. They're going to go bye-bye if you do that.
Yeah, that sounds like a strange... I never thought of just putting hirelings at a place to kill stuff. It's never thing that's ever crossed my mind.
People have done that for a while now. They will park up their hirelings somewhere and then just put them on, combat mode. And then if anything spawns in, they'll go kill it. And then you get free slayers, basically, because you're not doing anything. But, you get the slayer point because it was a kill in your party. So, yeah.
But I thought that things didn't respawn in the wilderness.
It depends on the wilderness. Some do, actually. There's certain, and I'm not exactly sure. They didn't really say which wildernesses this change will affect, but this is game related. They're still working on the lag and the game performance issues, so this is all due to that. And they also changed the way some of the things load into. You kind of have to get a little closer before stuff will load in. I guess the way that Cord explained it is wildernesses used to be when you went into the wilderness, it loaded up like the whole thing. So however big the wilderness was, that's what it loaded. And now it's just going to load just a little chunk that you can see. So the more you go, the more it will load. And then that's kind of why your guiding hands and your hirelings and stuff will disappear. If you don't have line of sight with them, they are going to disappear. So keep that in mind. But there was a panic for a quick moment on the forums. People thought, oh, they're killing hirelings. I can't use hirelings ever, even in dungeons. They're going to disappear if I leave them parked. No, this doesn't affect dungeon instances. It's wilderness areas only.
Thank goodness, because there are some times where you want to leave those hirelings parked because
100%
go into a trap heavy zone. And
100%. Yeah. Oh no, I agree 100%. I mean, I too would have been upset if this would have been in a dungeon too, because you have to do that at times in dungeons, but no, only wilderness areas. So keep that in mind. And then also, they did correct a longstanding issue that prevented characters from reaching the Green Dragon in the Isle of Dread wilderness area. Guess there was a rogue rock that was not playing nice, and it was blocking people from getting to that rare. So now that is fixed.
Well, I must say that the biggest surprise to me about this particular quest time is that there is a dragon in the
Yeah, it's I forgot where it's kind of like in a off the beaten path type place. I've only ever seen it once, and I've never actually fought it because it's got like 1,075,000 hit points. So I didn't feel like, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna take a while. But yeah, I've never actually fought it. But maybe now I'll go fight it because I can now. I can actually reach it.
Whether it's a good idea or not, of course, it's a completely different matter.
Well, true. Yeah, that's true. Well, we'll see. So yeah, there you go. There's your update 75.5 release notes. See, I told you we'd be here forever.
All right. So that was a nice, short and sweet set of release notes. So let's see what kind of thank you we got from Sandstone Games after all that fun we had over the summertime.
Fun's a word for it. Sure, we'll go with fun. Yeah, we did get this little thank you from Standing Stone Games, as you said. It's Gather Your Party. This is a thank you for being part of the 64-bit server launch and beyond. Now through December 31st, 2025, enter the coupon code Gather Your Party 2025. So that is Gather Your Party and then 2025, the numbers, all in uppercase, in the store. And you are going to unlock quest raids and more for free. So this is a free content code that they tend to do from time to time. I would, as I always tell you with all the other codes, even if you're VIP, enter this on your account so you will unlock this stuff in case you ever drop your VIP. You will still have this stuff. If you know anybody that's a free-to-play player, make sure they do this code because it's going to give them a ton of content, premium players as well. This is, we're not going to go over all this stuff because there is so much stuff in here. But let's do some highlights. It's going to give you the 32-point character build, Artificer, Favored Soul, and Warforged. Then you're going to get Against the Slave Lords. That's a good one. Evening Star Challenge Pack is going to unlock for you. Follow the Night Brigade Quest Pack, Grip of the Hidden Hand. I'm just kind of Keep on the Borderlands will unlock as well, and more. There's so many in here. You can go over to the show notes and you can get a link over to DDO.com and see them all. But there's some good quest packs and stuff that unlock out of this.
Yeah. In fact, pretty much the bulk of the list of what's not included in that list are the things that are in the 99-point list, right?
Yep. And that's what's going to be what I was going to talk about too. Through November 2nd, so you got a little bit of time left, in the DDO store also for 99 points. You can unlock and buy Fables of the Feywild, Masterminds of Sharn, Menace of the Underdark, Mist of Ravenloft, and the Shadowfell Conspiracy. So pretty much with the code, and if you buy all those, if you don't have them, other than Shield of Ravenloft, which is the new one, which of course is never included, and trying to think of what else wouldn't be. A couple of the other expansion packs aren't included.
It looks like the more recent expansion, because I see the Isle of Dread is not in here as far as
I think it's everything up to Isle of Dread would be unlocked for you. So that's a ton of content, especially if you're a free or premium player. So do this. So yeah, Gather Your Party 2025. I'm sure by now everybody knows about this, but just in case you haven't heard about it somehow, there you go. Go unlock that in the store. I did it. So I did it on my free-to-play account that I have that I never ever use actually, but I entered this code on it anyway. And then, of course, I did it on my VIP account as well. So there you go. Gather your party, and then 2025, the numbers. Keep in mind, uppercase. Anytime you enter a code in the store, always uppercase. Not exactly sure why it has to be uppercase, but it will not work if you put it in lowercase. So always, always, always uppercase for any code in the store.
All right. Yeah, I made sure that I did that just in case, because usually I find out it's time to renew my VIP when suddenly I say, "Oh, why don't I have access to my main characters?"
Exactly. It's like, wait a minute. There's a bunch of characters I can't click on right now. What is happening right now?
All right, and also they have finally have the Ghost Worlds up and available, so that now you can make free transfers from these Ghost Worlds to the main worlds. I knew the moment when they opened that up, because that's when the transfer lag started coming up again.
Yeah, I tried. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait a while, because I still have several characters I have to move over. Haven't tried lately, though. So hopefully maybe the rush to transfer is a little better now. Not sure. These Ghost Worlds, as they are known, will continue to be available for you to do this for at least 2 years. They're targeting October 1st, 2027. So you got plenty of time. No rush on this. But just keep in mind, you do need to transfer any characters that you want to transfer in the next 2 years.
Yes.
And like I said, I haven't tried lately. I tried when these first came up, and yeah, it was like, it was a nightmare. And I'm like, I will just wait. So I will maybe try this again. Keep in mind, this is only the old 32-bit worlds to the new 64-bit worlds. This does not include the other way around. You can't go 64 to 32, because, of course, the 32 was no more, and you can't go 64 to 64. That is coming soon, but that is going to be paid, from what I understand.
Unless there's a population imbalance and they decide to open up one of them for transferring to the ones that are less populous. Yes.
Correct. So just keep that in mind. If you like moved to the wrong world and you're like, I moved over to Shadowdale, but everybody I know went over to Thrain or what have you, that's coming in the future. We don't know when that is coming, but like we said, as it stands now, if I am not mistaken, that's going to be a paid transfer, unless, like you said, there is like a huge overpopulation, like they see, okay, Shadowdale has way too many people, or Thrain has way too many people. They'll open it up to where you can move for free to try to get the balance transfer. But
let's face it, if your reason for wanting to transfer is because all your friends are somewhere else, it's probably not going to be the one to, from the most populated server to the
least. Exactly. So keep that in mind. But there you go. Ghost World's open. Go transfer. And may the gods ever be on your side. Good luck.
And finally, for the game news, we have the return of the annual visit of the Night Revels, where things happen weirdly to the local dungeons.
It's spooky season. Yay, spooky season. I love Night Revels. Night Revels is my favorite event. As we all know, if you have listened to this podcast for any amount of time, you know I love the Night Revels. And yes, strange things happen to certain dungeons during the Night Revels. So yay! This started October the 1st. It's going to run through November the 4th. There's no new dungeons this year. So you have the same dungeon, shop till you drop, under new ravagement, Kobold's newest ringleader, getting ahead in Lord's March Palace, Weird Foundry, Snitch and the Lich, Smashing Pumpkins, and Gravework. Those are all the same as of last year. We do have some new rewards, though. Mm-hmm. We have of course, a mount. And the mount is black and purple. Everything is black and purple themed this year. You have the Queen's hat, the Queen's cloak, and the Queen's robe. And then also new this year, which I am super excited about, and which is the item I am going to get. I have yet to really do much in the Night Revels, so I have to get on this. We have a new sentient jewel, and it's the sentient jewel of the Black Abbot. And I think they forgot to add a couple zeros in the ingredients list for this, because it is super cheap and super easy to get. So if you're looking for a sentient jewel, if you don't have one yet, this one is going to be pretty easy to get, because it's actually very low ingredients cost-wise to get it. So I'm excited for that, because it's the Black Abbot. It's got to be cool, right? And evil sounding. So yeah, I actually haven't heard it yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be like cool, and it's going to be like, just me. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I need.
So let's step out of the game news and head on to see what's coming in from the dungeon. Where we ask the question, have you ever wanted to wrestle Dracula in his castle?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Well, then, I think it's time to back a Wrastlevania on BackerKit.
That's right. There is a new RPG out. It is called Wrastlevania, and it is exactly what we said it was. You are wrestlers. You are sent in to Dracula's castle to take care of Dracula, but he's Dracula, so you can't really take care of him in any normal ways. So what would any person do not normal-wise? You would wrestle him, of course. This is a complete box set campaign. The company Ninth Level Games is the one that's putting this on. Says it's got about 40 hours of gameplay for it. This isn't just about fighting monsters and Dracula, though. This is about building a wrestling legacy, as you and your fellow wrestlers will explore a sprawling haunted map with one goal. You're trying to get to Dracula and put him through a table. Put him to the mat, yes. Right. Well, if you put him through a table, the table would break and splinter, and then you could probably use that to stake him. Right? Makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. If one of the legs to the table breaks in the right way.
And this is kind of a homage, as it were, to the Metroidvania games. The core structure is lifted straight from those video game classics. So as you defeat foes new progress, you're going to unlock new abilities and new items, and then you'll reach previously inaccessible parts of the map. So you move. The castle that you're going through is your dungeon, of course, and your progress is permanently altering the layout of the dungeon. I'm assuming I should send them an email to check. I'm assuming you can reset this so you can still replay it, because the way they make it seem like you're changing the castle, but I think it's just for that play, if I understand. So yeah, it is exactly what it sounds like. You create a wrestler, and then you go through, and it's just like any normal RPG, except you're doing wrestling moves, and that's how you fight. It looks really, really weird and really cool.
When you say wrestling moves, I would presume you're talking about ring wrestling and not mat wrestling?
Correct, yeah. Professional wrestling, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, this is not Greco-Roman wrestling. No, it's straight.
Yeah, it sounds like a type of thing which would be work better with a ring wrestling.
Right. Oh yeah, no, you're talking WWE.
Yeah, okay.
AEW wrestling here. And the game is also featuring what they call the QR progression system. There's going to be QR codes on things that you have to scan. They said this is part of the game, but it's not all of the game. There was a lot of people that were worried about, it's an app-based game. No, this is just part of it. You will reveal some secrets. You'll provide some more information and some extra lore. And then there will be some video content that might unlock when you scan these. So don't let the QR code scare you. It's not like an app-driven game. It's a straight-up RPG. just with some little QR codes to add a little flavor to it as well. So yeah, this is over on Backer Kit now. It funded fairly quick. As of this recording, it has 18 days left as of this recording. So you still have time to get in on the wrestling action. And I want to say something to my friends, because I know some of them listen to the show. Strahd is going to have his revenge. All you need to know. If you know, you know. If not, you got to go back several years on the podcast.
Yeah.
There is a story involved with this. Strahd will have his revenge. That is all I'm going to say.
Okay, that I do wonder though about how one wrestles an entity that could turn itself into a mist or a group of bats.
That is a good question. I guess I'll find out because I did back this. So back to day one. Strahd will have his revenge. Shock. Yeah, I know exactly. Like what? No. Yeah, exactly.
And also, New Holland brings back the fan favorite D20 Brew and Mead Cask Bourbon. It sounds more like a drink than a game.
It is. It's D&D themed. That's why I put it on the tabletop, because I'm like, this really doesn't fit anywhere else on the show. So D&D, sure, it's a stretch, but yeah. New Holland and Wizards of the Coast Hasbro are teaming up yet again. They're going to bring back the D20 Brew, which is a bourbon barrel-aged stout. It is a hefty boy, though, 20% ABV. So very high ABV, but so good. So good. The Dragon Stout is so good. The release of this will be in retail stores starting November 8th. It's going to have a MSRP for a 22-ounce bottle at $49.99. And then for the Ultimate Collector, New Holland is going to release the D20 Dice Tower set. It's going to be a unique package, including a bottle of the D20 Brew encased in a custom-crafted dice tower, paired with a special edition dice set as well. MSRP on that, a staggering $109.99. Yeah, this is available in the New Holland brew pubs. So if you find yourself in Holland, Michigan at their brew pub, you can get this starting November 8th. And then you can order it online straight to them November 17th. But once again, $109.99. I don't quite think it's worth it just for the dice. I mean, the dice tower does look cool, but that's a pretty steep jump from, $49.99 for a 22-ounce beer is kind of expensive too, but $110 for that plus a dice tower is like, nah, I'm good. And then, of course, the Mead Cast Bourbon. It's called the Black Dragon's Delight. This is an expression of the Dragon's Milk origin bourbon that has been uniquely finished in Mead Cask. This process will impart a honeyed sweetness to the distinct complexity of the bourbon, celebrating everybody's favorite Black Dragon. It is bottled at a 100 proof, so 50% ABV, and there is only 3,696 of these produced. These will be available in the brew pub and online November 8th in the Brew Pub. Say that a couple times fast. And November 17th online. MSRP is $164.99. And it does feature like a Black Dragon topper to it. So a little pricey. Well, I mean, some bourbons are expensive, so that might be a little pricey though. Doubt with only 3,696 of these I'll be able to find one. I would love to get a bottle of this though, but yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. So there you go, New Holland bringing back the D20 Brew and the Mead Cast Bourbon.
Now, finally, from the tabletop. we have the next round of Vampire the Masquerade for the Palermo Conspiracy.
That's right. We're still in Italy, as you see, because the other game was Milan Rising, so still in Italy. Yeah, this is for the Tebaru system. If you're not familiar with that, it is a board game that is driven by an app, but it's not just driven by the app. It's also driven by the board itself. The board has sensors, and then you can put different boards on top of it. So this one, is vampire themed. There is also a other boss battler that is out called the Bad Karmas and the Rise of the Zodiac. I think that's the name of it. It has a totally different board, but it still uses the Tebaru system. The Tebaru is the table itself with the sensors that you put the boards on. And this is based on Vampire the Masquerade, so it takes place in the world. Cooperative game, 1 to 4 players. They call it a hybrid game because it uses the Tebaru system. What happens is whatever you're doing in the game, you're going to move your minis. Your minis have RFID on it, so the board knows where your minis are at. And then that could trigger stuff. And then as you fight, you have to roll your dice. Your dice are also digital dice that hook to the board. You roll the dice. It knows, the board knows what you rolled based on the dice roll because it's connected, and then you go through there. The game is a standalone module, so if you have not played the Milan Rising, that is fine. You can jump right into this, or you can play Milan and then jump into this. They did say there is going to be a little crossover thing that they're going to do, so they're going to tie the two together that you can do optionally if you want to tie the two games together, but you don't have to do that. The peace of the kindred community has been shattered by the mysterious disappearance of the prince of the city. Players take on the role of the Camarilla Archons, agents sent by the Gestar with the authority to investigate the crime, quell all the infighting that is going on between the factions of the city, and enforce the all-important Masquerade. So it sounds like the prince disappeared, kindreds are infighting, everybody's trying to, take over for the prince, as vampires want to do.
In other words, usual Camarilla nonsense.
Indeed. So, yeah, and there is going to be 4 new playable characters this time around. You're going to get a Toreador, a Banu Hakwam, which is one of the newer clans that I am not familiar with, so I'm going to have to look that up. And then you got your Malkavian, and then your Nosferatu. So there's your 4. And then if you have the Milan game, you can use all of those characters as well. Because when I said these are all RFID enabled, so the characters can go. This is over on GameFound now. As of this recording, you have 24 days left to back this. This, once again, is fully funded as well. So they're just unlocking those stretch goals. So there you go. The latest Tebaru game, Vampire the Masquerade, Palermo Conspiracies. Up now on GameFound. Go back.
And that's it for our news and DDO. So we'll go into our weekend gaming. Where it looks like Drac is getting quite familiar with the system.
I am. I was like, how much do I want to talk about this now? Because I'm going to talk about it in a minute. Yeah. I had backed the original campaign for Vampire the Masquerade Milan Rising, which was the first vampire game in the Tebaru system. Never got it to the table yet. And then my friends came over and they were like, hey, you got that vampire game with that board, right? And I'm like, yeah, I do. They're like, like, let's check that out and see what it's like. So we started going through that. And we vowed, this is the first campaign game that we actually vowed to finish. So we'll see. Because we have the nasty habit of starting campaign games and then we're like, nah, we're good. Or we go back to them and we're like, I have no idea what's happening. So we probably got to start this over because I don't remember any of this, which is kind of the problem with campaign games. So yeah, this one hopefully is the first one that we're going to finish. We vowed to play at least once a week. So far we're doing pretty good. We're on night 3. We just completed night 3. So we're getting ready to, next time we play, we'll start night 4. And there is, if I remember correctly, 20 nights in the first part of the campaign we're playing. I think there's 20 nights. So, and then, like I said before, when I was talking about the Game Pound campaign, this plays exactly the same. Let me say this caveat though. There is a lot of problems with this tech because it's all tech related. I know, shocker, there's issues. It took us forever to get going on this because we couldn't get it to sync. And then we got it to sync one time and I had the bright idea. I was like, hey, let's airplay this to the TV. So because and I should have said during the Game Found section too, that each player has to have a device of some type to play because your quote unquote player board is a device. Be it your phone, be it an iPad, be it an Android tablet. So everybody has to have something like that. You have one of those devices, which we're using an iPad, that is the master system, that it does everything, and that's the one that syncs to the board, and it knows where, all the characters are, what's going on. If you have to make changes to the board, the master system knows what's going on. It's the one that's controlling everything. You can think of it kind of like the dungeon master or the game master, or in Vampire the Masquerade terms, it would be the storyteller. It's the one that's controlling everything and telling you what to do on the board. And then each person has to have their own device because when it's your turn, your character is active and you're the one that's doing the stuff. And then you move your mini on the board, and then that talks to the master system, and then the master system talks to your device and tells you, okay, you're at this part of the map. You can do these 3 choices, and then if you click on one, and then maybe you'll get part of the main story, maybe you'll get part of the secondary stories you're doing. So whatever you're doing, you have to do it on your device. So keep that in mind. And then, but like I said, we had so many problems because I decided, hey, let's airplay this to the TV so it's easier to read because it also has voice acting, so it reads the story to you. Well, there's some of it that's oddly not voice acted. I don't know. Most of it is, but it's weird. So if you're familiar with an iPad, you have to swipe down from the right-hand side of the screen to get to where you can AirPlay. As soon as I did that, it disconnected from the board, and the only way to get it to reconnected was to start completely over again, which is weird. And then there's sort of problems with the dice, where the dice don't always register that you're rolling the dice. When you have to roll the dice, you have to take the dice and then you have to shake them to quote-unquote wake them up. And then in the app, you'll get little exclamation points on the dice that's on your screen, and then that means that your dice are ready to go. Then you can roll. Some of the times it doesn't register the roll, so you got to re-roll them. So keep that in mind. There's certain little quirks about it. They say they're working on all of the problems people have reported from Milan. They're working on in the new one to hopefully make that better, and they keep updating the app, and the dice and the board also has firmware that they've been updating. So they're working on it. Hopefully that'll get a little better. In the last update, they did add, if you don't want to mess with the dice at all, you can actually roll the dice on the app now, but that kind of takes the fun out of it because it's the whole point is you're playing a board game, not really a video game. So, but just there was so many people having problems with the dice. They're like, okay, if you want to use the app to roll dice, you can. So yeah, we're enjoying it so far. The story is really, really good. I think you would enjoy it more if you're familiar with Vampire the Masquerade at all, especially because there's a lot of things. My one friend has never really played Vampire and didn't know anything about the clans, so I had to okay, this is a brief rundown on the clans, what they are, and then also in the app when you're choosing your character, when you first start your game. It kind of gave you a little breakdown too, but enjoying it so far. And if anybody would like to know, I'm playing a gangrel and I'm playing a Malkavian. And the Malkavian, I'm playing crazier than crazy, which rings true because if you know anything about Vampire the Masquerade, Malkavians are nuts. And every choice I can make with the Malkavian, I'm making the most nuts choice available. So it's fun. I'm enjoying it. So yeah, so we'll see if that actually rings true and we keep up with our once a week play of this and we can get through the campaign. And then
I don't remember the Malkavians all that well because I'm very familiar with the Gangrel and the Nosferatu and those clans, but the Malkavians, I know I just don't remember them all that well.
Yeah, they're the ones that are nuts, like completely nuts.
Okay.
Like think of the most nutsoid person you can think of and times that by about 10, that's a Malkavian.
Okay. In other words, they do to sanity what Nosferatu do to personal appearance.
Yep, exactly. Yep, that is exactly it. So yeah, so there you go. That's really all I did this week. How about you?
All right. In DDO, I was continuing along with my Dragon Disciple and going through the various quests in there. I think I just reached level 18 in there. So I ran Grip of the Hidden Hand. And when I was running Grip of the Hidden Hand, I was actually doing this as part of my Dragon Disciple series. And as I was going through there, I was just wondering, why don't I remember a single one of these quests? And it looks like that for some reason I had conflated Grip of the Hidden Hand with Peril of the Planar Eyes, and I thought that they were the same quest pack. So I think I had never done Grip of the Hidden Hand as a result of that.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever done that. I don't think we have, actually.
I strongly have, because every one of those quests were like, I don't remember. They like the one with the Peril of the Planar Eyes, they do all involve various eyes in there. I mean, I was a little bit surprised in there when I even ran into the Eye of Rizia again. I thought after we threw it in.
You're like, wait, what? Hold on.
I thought after we threw that into the portal back to Rizia that we wouldn't have to worry about that one again. Apparently somebody found it and is once again causing trouble with it. So anyway, so I ran into a couple of new eyes in there that I hadn't encountered before. So that was interesting. And it was really interesting that as I went through that entire playthrough, and it turned out to be a blind playthrough despite the fact that I was
That's funny.
A whole playthrough in there. And after that I did the Soul Splitter and finally the Druid's Deep. So now level 18, I guess, and heading on through the ending is I think I need a couple more in order to reach my target for this year of how many quest packs to do. So I'm having fun with the Dragon Disciple. That's sort of like a sneak peek as to some possibilities of my favorite releases this year. As for tabletop, I was playing Battle of Hoth, playing through the second campaign of that this week. And also I played through the entire campaign for Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game. And that is it for my weekend gaming.
How are you liking that trick-taking game?
I've had a lot of fun with that. I haven't had a chance to do any of the post-campaign stuff in there yet, so see how well that works. But based on how it worked for us, because some of the later items that we did, so for some of the later round chapters that you do during the course of the campaign, should give you an idea of how the Road Goes Everyone version of it goes, where you are going to be playing several rounds in this one in order to complete this, I guess you could say, post-campaign chapter in there.
Oh, okay.
So I think it should work very well. So far, I read through the rules to it, so I think it would be a reasonably balanced in there. I could just have to get around to playing it and see how it works.
Nice.
But yeah, having a lot of fun with that, and I am looking forward to the Two Towers when it comes out next year. We currently have 11 supporters on Patreon, and if you'd like to help support DDO players, you can go to the Nature's page to support the Players Alliance on Patreon. Your money would be used for podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. And a special thanks to Or Gaming Network for their support. If you would like to leave some comments or reviews or any type of feedback, you could send it to podcast@ddoplayers.com, or you could do as just about everybody else does, reply to the YouTube.
That's usually where most of our comments come from, so yeah.
Yes. And the Players Alliance has two shows. So on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we record Locho Players News, and we record DDO Players News when Drac is available. You can join our shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And that's all for tonight. And this is Palermo reminding you to quest responsibly.